Good morning, valued viewers. I hope you're doing excellent. So we're on to day 4. These are only half days, so which is why I don't get much done in the day, which is why I have to rush so much, but let's get as much done as we can. If you remember where we left off the other day, all of the stuff off the bottom is off the bottom of the car, which is great, and you can see it all laid out here. Day 4 is going to be sub-assembly strip down. So that means all these sub-assemblies that you see here are various bits, together, creating a sub-assembly, and they need to be broken down to their smallest part for refurb. That's just how we do it. So let's have a look what we're actually going to do today. So I'm just thinking as I'm going. So anti-roll bars, we need to cut these drop links off. These drop links they're corroded, they're impossible to get off, so you just cut them off. These bushings come off because they're going to be replaced. Wishbones, balls, let me cover that up. Wishbones, cut these drop links off, smash some of the rust off. Bushings have to come out today. So these are hollow metal tubes surrounded by rubber inside this casing, and that's what protects you in the car from the vibration and the noise of the road. They get old and they just need redoing. Every time you do a refurb, you must redo all of the bushes and all of the ball joints. So we'll be pushing those out. We've got a 10-ton press here, and I've also got a 12-ton press at home if that's not man enough, and if not, we'll find another way. And that will reduce that to one component. This wishbone the same. We've also got to get ball joints out, which can be a bit fiddly, but we'll find a way of doing that. In terms of shocks, you can strip them down to their smallest part, but I probably won't be doing that with these because they're old, they're standard manufacturer. I'm probably going to replace them at some point with nicer ones anyway. So I'll probably just clean them up, give them a lick of paint, and that will do for now. That's already one part. Discs are already one part. Brake lines probably need replacing anyway. They need 30-year-old rubber. That's bad for safety. Calipers are many parts, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing with them yet. They're kind of 2-part casting, plus a bunch of bolts, plus a bunch of rubber grommets, plus seals, plus piston, plus clips, plus pads. Haven't decided what I'm doing with them yet, so we'll leave that for now. Let's see what else we've got. I'm just again thinking as I'm going here. Prop, I don't actually know how to take a prop apart, and I wouldn't want to even if I did, so I will just treat it as it is, strip the paint, repaint it. Wishbones, we've talked about these assemblies. I couldn't actually get apart. So you've got a hub, you've got a carrier, you've got a shield, you've got a wishbone, all together because I can't get this bolt out because it's seized because of the weird design. So we've got to get all that apart today. Got to get the carrier off the hub, off the shield, bushes out, so that all needs doing somehow. Diff can come apart, but for the level of restoration, I don't want to do that, and it's really not needed to take apart, and I don't like taking them apart, because there's always a little bit of risk whenever you take them apart and put them back together. So we'll leave it as one bit, we'll just strip the surface and just paint it as it is. Exhaust will probably get replaced anyway, so don't worry about that. That's already one piece. Rear subframe, all that needs to happen to this is those wishbones need taking off that I couldn't get access to, and they need their bushes pushing out, otherwise that's one piece of metal. Fuel tanks can be a bit fiddly. So I need it's a safety item, so I will come back to that and consider what I'm going to do with that later. Lines I'll tackle another day because they're a pain in the butt as well. Front subframe is already one piece of metal, so that's fine. Drive shafts. For this level of restoration, you can take them apart, but it's messy and I don't really want to do it. So for this level of restoration, there's nothing really obviously wrong with them. So I'll just strip the paint down, protect them, strip the paint down, and repaint with various coats of stuff. Fuel filter, I'll just replace it. These bushings for the diff, I'll take the bushes out. Look, wow, that's really corroded. Look at that. It's because water just sits in there. They'll need replacing, probably just fully replacing. I will consider that. More brake lines I'll worry about later. And that's it. Let's get started with, I don't know yet, something. Welcome back, viewers. So, what have we been getting on with? All but 2 wishbones prepped, ready for the press. We'll do that later. All but 2 of the one-piece metal, single-piece metal assemblies or metal parts are ready for the sandblaster, so they're sitting there. These bits haven't done anything with them yet. Don't need to. But I'm stuck on this, so if you remember, the rear wishbones go into the rear knuckle carrier through this big bolt here. It's like
10-inch bolt which goes through bushing, and through parts of the knuckle there, and then strangely is exposed to the elements there. Never seen that before. Managed to free it up from this bushing, but the bolt is 100% seized to that part of the knuckle carrier and that part of the knuckle carrier, so I cannot separate that. At this point I would usually go to heat, trying to expand it out, but I don't have a lighter here, so I can't turn on the torch, which is useful, so yay. So yeah, come back to that. Also, this assembly is very strange, this rear knuckle assembly. I've not seen one like this before, I don't know, it's different. So usually you've got the knuckle assembly here, the shield, and the hub / bearing assembly, 3 different parts. Usually, from what I see, is that the bearing hub is bolted to this guy here. You want to bolt it and you press it out, but there's no bolt, so I don't know, it's almost like the hub is part of the carrier, knuckle carrier. I don't know enough about this car yet. Or it's pushed in which case I'd have to press it out, but I can't see obviously where the press points are, and obviously it's a very delicate part, it mustn't damage it, critical part. So I don't know, so there's 2 options I see: either investigate how these 3 parts come apart and do that, or don't bother, leave it as one sub-assembly when I've got it off of the wishbone, and just try and restore it as best I can with one, as one assembly. I don't know, needs thinking about more carefully. I just haven't got any time to think about it. So anyway, as I said, I need to get on, we're running out of time, so this wishbone I've got to get off from that knuckle. So the best thing is, I think if I just cut the bolt there, I've got a little bit of wiggle room there, and then finish the wishbone, and then figure out a way of getting the remains of the bolt out of the carrier another time, via press maybe, or when I can get hold of my heat gun, just melt it out. I don't know, let me know what you think. Right, so I'll crack on with that. Welcome back, viewers. Wishbone's all isolated and ready for the press, so let's get on with it. And I thought I would share one of life's gifts to you today, viewers. Let me just set the camera up. And that is the beauty of pressing bushes out of wishbone. So I'm sure you already know, but I'll tell you anyway. This is the wishbone here. Transfers the loads to the wheels and vice versa. It has a kind of ring around here. Inside it has the bushing, which is a metal tube in the middle, and in between the metal tube and the surrounding you have rubber or some sort of other type of material to stop the vibration. They get old, as we said earlier, and they need to be pushed out and new ones pushed in. These are strange ones because they've got a metal core, then they've got the rubber, and then it's straight onto the wishbone shrouding, where usually, in my experience, it's metal core, rubber centre, and then a metal outer, and then you push all of that assembly into the wishbone. So it's just a different way of doing it. It's fine, I've got used to it. As I was saying, we're going to experience together bush pushing. If you've never done it before, it's probably the nicest thing in the world, second to adopting my child and my getting married. It's very satisfying, so let's experience this together. So we've got a 10-ton press here, others are available. We've got a tube down here, the same size as the cylinder part of the wishbone, and then we're going to apply tons of pressure into the middle and push the bushing down into this tube. There are different ways of doing it, but if it's going to be this awkward, like this one is being, then I'll have to do it like this. It all depends, the awkwardness depends on the shape of the wishbone, and this particular one is an awkward shape, so I figured we'd start with that. So we're going to have to start quite small, so let's just push, I don't know if you can see that, I'll show you in a minute, this nut in and see if we can get it started. Okay, taking attention and push Mr. Nut in. And in he goes. And immediately the satisfaction starts. Pushing that bush. Alright, stop. Release. Right, let's see now whether we've got enough clearance to get the next size bit in. It's going to be, whoops, that's going to be that bit there. We do. That's nice. So, think of this as meditation. Meditate. You can't hurry it, you just have to slowly. I'm going to be wearing eye protection. Eye protection going on. because it will jump out and bite you sometimes, and it's really painful when that happens. But it's kind of exciting as well. You never really know when it's going to explode. How many tons are we doing there? That's 1 ton, 1.5 tons, not even stretching its legs. Alright, and the next one is going to be, what's it going to be? Can we get that in? No. Can we get that in? Come on, go on, say yes. No, you can't. Man, these rubber on metal bushes are really annoying. They just sort of spring back. Right, we're going to have to just think on our toes then. We'll have to have this one that we just did, plus a nut. You could say we are busting a nut. Alright, let's give that a whiz, shall we? And press. It's a bit like it's all about to fly to pieces, and it might, but it's going to fly the other way, so we'll be alright. Pushing a big bush out. Very nice. Alright, so it's got a little bit further. And you can see what I mean, it's so time consuming. Because if you've got an awkward shaped wishbone like this, there is no real way of speeding it up. So let's see, will that fit in now? Of course not. Will that fit in now? Yes, it will. So let's get that in. Next stage. Pump those chicken arms and go. Whoops. Whoops. Heavens, don't chuck your fingers. So viewers, if you haven't pushed a bush out before, how does it feel? Would you like to do it yourself? I wish I could push more stuff out. As I said, it's my favourite part of any restoration. Alright, we've got this bit in now, slowly working our way. If you're wondering why I don't just lower the platform so I don't have to do all this, you can't. Because the wishbone shape and the size, this is the only way it will fit in, so you just have to suck it up and get on with it. It's very important to make sure you're not damaging the wishbone. If you damage the wishbone, that's it, boom. You will never get it back, so must pay attention. You can feel it groaning. Right, how far are we getting on now? So, oh, it's nearly there. Next product. I can't quite get this next product in, that's bad news. Yes, I can. Jurassic Park. In we go. This may be the last push, viewers. Are you as excited as me? Very excited. Must maintain discipline, make sure it's straight enough, and it is. Viewers, I've pushed some lovely bushes out. I've used a 20-ton press once to push out some race bearings from my old Clio. That was nice, if not a little bit scary. Oh, and I've already done my first bit of damage to the car as well, viewers, I forgot to say. I accidentally cut through the heat shield with an angle grinder, so I need to weld it back up. What a knob. Right, is it out? It's out! Ooh! So, ta-da! It's not even rusty in there because no moisture has been able to get in. That is now one piece of steel, mild steel, ready to be sent for sandblasting. Now the bonus of pushing bushes out is that usually you get the bush stuck in here now. There, which is no good, so I need to push this out. So it's just a non-ending cycle of pushing bushes out. Why don't we do it together? Why don't we do it together? Let's do another bush. Okay, stack it up. It's a bit like teaching my baby how to stack, in fact. However, it gets a little bit more cheeky now, so let's just be a little bit careful. Do not want this flying over the shop with 10 tons of pressure on it. Oh, idiot, I'm doing it the wrong way. Supercat worst cap for sure. I don't know why I did that, sorry viewers. You know me, I can't talk and do anything now at the same time. What do I actually want to do? I want to do that. There we go. and of course it doesn't fit. What can I do then? I can do... Where's that other bit there? I do castle, plus if I do checkmate. Now that's going to maybe allow me to push that sucker out. And push, little one, push. Satisfaction growing. Value of at easeness increasing. No stress here, no stress at all. It's all just beautiful bush pushing. Oh, have we slipped? Have we slipped? Have we slipped? We've slipped. Oh, damn it. Yes, it corrected itself. That is the beauty of bush pushing. Heavens, you should all try it. Pressure's gone, which means it's come out. Has it come out? No, it's not. Yes, it has. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Ta-da! One used bush. Interestingly, they're all in actually perfect condition. I probably didn't even really need to change them. What happens as they get old, rubber obviously disintegrates after 10 to 20 years and it cracks. It's just what it does. Tyres is the same on a car, they'll crack after a while. These are almost not cracked at all, and they were perfectly good for another 10 years probably, but it's, until you get them out you don't really know, so it's good practice just to replace them. Purely out of interest, viewing to Moongtons. Here are my new ones. Ta-da! Ooh, to bushes into world. Interestingly, they're two-part rather than one-part. I don't actually know how to put them together, so that will be a nice experiment together. They're polyurethane rather than what's it called, rubber, so they're much stronger but not as comfortable, so it absorbs less of the vibration from the road. That's okay because it's a super duper sports car. That's it. That's probably the end of the day, so I'll see you whenever I can get here next. Bye bye. Welcome back, viewers. I completely forgot to say this car also has some pushed-in ball joints as well, and there's only one thing more satisfying in life than pushing out a bushing, and that's pushing out a ball joint. So we're going to push out a ball joint as well. It's just pushed into a kind of recess in the wishbone casting. Right, so first I need to grind a kingpin off because it's sitting in the way, and that allows access to the assembly, and we'll push it. So let me just grind that off quickly. Grinder, grinder, grinder. Grinding man. Right. Accidentally hit the assembly there, viewers, but I reckon we'll be okay with it. So, all we're going to do now is put a socket in that side there, around there, not around here, because you'll bend the wishbone, but right around there where it can't be bent. Then you've got to get another socket and push it out right there. Yeah, I said it, push it right out. So let's get started with that in. Boof, done. We mustn't bend that wishbone. On, moderately stable, a modicum of safety. Up, on there, on there. Oof, fits beautifully. Beautifully. Sort of. Come on, don't be naughty. Don't be bad. This is where I could do with a shop assistant, viewers. Anyone wants to be a shop assistant, say right now. Okay, and pinch. Alright, let's see how many tons we need. We can make this into a new game, viewers. How many tons do you think it needs? It all depends on the design and how seized it is, obviously, so let's go. 1 ton. 2 tons. 2.5 tons. Ah, the pressure's gone, means it's coming out. Boo! Well, as long as it's more than the weight of the car, then it's essentially, probably, hopefully, never going to come out. That satisfying thump there is it coming out. Oh, look at that, it's embedded itself into this socket. So, we've now got, look, a wishbone that's not damaged. Ooh, 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 ooh. I've just realised there's no light in here at all. Never mind, viewers, you'll just have to use your night vision. And the end of a ball joint. Kaplunk. Definitely see you later.